welcome back to the regular exclusive podcast. And we got some trailers to talk about today. One that I saw in particular, and then Renee, you sent me a couple, but we got to start off with the one that I feel like you are the most excited about, Werwulf.
Yes, please.
I hope you're proud of me for saying it right, not saying werewolf.
I am, especially with because it's spelled Werwulf, which I can only imagine is like some old timey fucking accurate spelling. But
I feel like is Robert Eggers just gonna like do a series of the knockoff monster movies?
Don't call them knockoffs. That makes it sound like
Nosferatu was
yeah,
like for rights purposes they couldn't call it Dracula, so they just
back
made
in the day. That's
Nosferatu.
why they did it. Yeah,
it is Werewolf is
all
it,
right. Thank you.
Is this a similar type of story? Like they couldn't call it the Wolfman or whatever?
No, I think he's literally just going because I mean it's also through like Focus Features and Universal, so
yeah.
Like they're fine with it. It's the same thing like they're doing with all the Mummy stuff. Who knows? They're like, we clearly fucked up leaning into one fucking universe here. We're just gonna lean into all of them, and everybody gets to do a Wolfman. You know,
We're
they just
see
hit the
what
lead one out. Everybody gets a shot, and I think like that's cool. Like that's like throwing darts at the fucking board and just seeing who hits something good. And maybe everyone sucks, but Robert Eggers clearly delivered with Nosferatu. When you said that, I was super excited about it. I just have to go back. Are you not excited about this film?
I am excited for this movie.
But like, wanted to make sure, because you didn't say we. I just want to make sure this is not just for me.
I'm just saying, I recognize that your level of excitement is different than mine.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm a freak, I know.
But like Nosferatu is one of your favorite movies ever made.
Yeah.
And so I have to imagine you're very excited for this.
I am. My only issue is that it's like it takes place in 13th century England. So like I feel unless I have captions, I really won't know what to do, what is happening in the film. I might still not worry
Is this going to be The Witch all over again?
That's what I'm worried about, because The Witch, if you ever try to watch that shit without captions, you must be a genius, or really good with like fucking hearing accents and knowing Old English, whatever it is. But like also like in the movie, I don't know if you saw in the trailer, but like Lily Rose Depp has like, I think like a lip thing, and so or like I don't know if it's
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, she's got a big scar on her lip, so she's like talking a little funny, where she like is harder to understand. And I feel like, you know, they're really just from, I mean, maybe you will be able to understand Willem Dafoe. That's probably what I can maybe rely on, or maybe not. But I feel I still will go see this in theaters. It's Christmas Day, which I've heard this is a really fucking dark, like fucked up movie. Like everyone who saw this movie or like read the script was like, asked Robert Eggers if he was okay. And I've heard that there's a reason, like his wife is a psychologist or something, or psychiatrist or some shit. So I was like, at least he's like clearly taken care of needs wise. But this is like his darkest, most like outside of even the werewolf shit. He said like the whole universe, the world that it is just really dark and fucked up. Jesus. So I mean, the trailer alone is like black and white, not fully, but like just the style of it is basically like the werewolf equivalent of Nosferatu, what we're going to get. It looks iconic and really fucked up. Way scarier.
When I first started watching the trailer, I was like, I thought the narrator, I was like, is that Nosferatu? Is he narrating this story? And then I was like, no, it's not. But
it's Aaron Taylor Johnson, which
was Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Yeah, so he's playing the werewolf.
Yeah. And his voice was crazy. I had no clue that was him.
Yep. And Ralph Ineson is also in it. That guy with the really deep voice, who was also he was like the main doctor in Nosferatu outside of Willem Dafoe. Well, Willem Dafoe's like a witch doctor in that or whatever. But the other guy was like the actual doctor. He has that great voice. Of course, he'll be in it too. But yeah, it's like, I don't know if it looks like his whole family might be cursed. And like, I just feel like this is going to go back to like old school, actual like things, folklore about werewolves from like literally the 13th century. That's farther back than I've ever gone, like in my research about werewolves. So I have no idea. Similar to vampires, like he brings out really unique kind of traditions and things, like things that you would never see in something else. So I'm just wondering if we're gonna get werewolf dick like we got Nosferatu dick. What do you think?
I mean, Probably.
She's
It's
fucking the werewolf in
we're
this movie.
oh yeah, we're gonna get some bestiality.
It
I
looked
hope
like there was maybe a werewolf in the movie, like coming on to him. And I saw someone on Reddit was like, I swear I'm not attracted to her, like saying it over times. And it's like, I think you might be, buddy. Because
yeah, I
it's
mean
like,
this I mean visually it looks amazing. Like when we've talked about any Robert Eggers movie, I'm like Robert Eggers I think does period pieces from like a design standpoint better than anyone. Like Ridley Scott needs to stop. He needs to retire and stop trying to do gladiator movies because Robert Eggers just makes him look better.
dude, Robert, let him cook. He can do, he wants to do anything before like automobiles. So he's got plenty of shit to play with. And I'm down with him to just like bust out whatever he wants in the old timey shit. And like the way that he films it, like you said, from a technical standpoint and production standpoint, it's like the visuals, everything, but also like the way that the characters act and like the literally the dialogue, the fact that he writes these things with his brother, I believe. I'm like, Jesus fuck, how do you write that
Yeah.
shit? And that, like, I mean, God, I don't know. It's insane, but I'm so excited because I think he just keeps saying like he's gotten he feels like he's learned more and more on every movie. And like this looks like he's taking everything from Nosferatu and like taking it to a whole nother level. But like I'll if it's Robert Eggers, I'm thinking we're gonna get bestiality at least.
A little bit.
Minimum.
We're probably gonna get Willem Dafoe farting a little bit. We're gonna
Oh,
get
if he's not farting, I will pay you $100. If
I'm
he
just
doesn't fart once in this movie, let alone multiple times, that would
I'm
be
just
shocking.
I'm just excited because if there's anyone that I think that can bring back like an amazing werewolf transformation, I think Robert Eggers has got it. And like
Oh yeah.
this looks like it's got some real body horror in it.
hmm
And like
They don't even show a lot of it, but they just like kind of hint at and show you little bits. And what they show you is just really exciting
and even
shit.
just like his like the little shots we see of like his body, like
Yeah.
he doesn't look like super hot or anything. He looks like sick, and
Yeah.
like so I'm excited for it. I'm also excited for Aaron Taylor just to see Aaron Taylor Johnson in this role because he's one of those actors that I like him. I think he's a good actor, but I've never necessarily loved him in
Kick
any
ass.
movie. Yeah, yeah.
Bullet
I always forget
Bullet
that.
Train. Come
I
on.
Bullet Train's the one movie I'd say I loved him in, and
Loved
I think
him.
it's mostly the mustache and the hair.
Okay. But I
But
really loved him in Kick Ass. I was like,
I always
I
forget
wanted to
that
date
was
him.
him because he was so young in it. But yeah,
Yeah.
like that was great. But yeah, like he's been in a lot of stuff, since Bullet Train, and like he was in Nosferatu, and I didn't really like
I
him in
liked him in
Nosferatu.
that.
I think I might just be the weird one because
No,
I heard other people say they really liked him, but
but he doesn't click in all the roles. He's kind of like Tom Hardy, where like he's so great at certain things, but like sometimes he doesn't take the right roles, or like it's something that you're just like, yeah, like it's
yeah,
just not the right fit
yeah.
sometimes. But like I think like if you put him in James Bond, like fuck yeah, sign him the
Oh,
fuck up. Like he'd be amazing.
he would be a
He
great
would
James
totally nail
Bond.
it and bring something unique. But that's why I'm excited. This feels like something for him where he can do like I mean, he's going full Bill Skarsgård with this, but
Yeah,
also I would say like almost Alexander with the Northman and how like fucking manly that guy gets throughout that
yeah,
movie, and kind of almost like a creature by the end with how like
yeah,
insane and the shit that he has to do. It's like the manliness of that mixed with like the actual like villain creature wolf. I just can't wait to see the actual wolf design because like
yeah,
I've just been watching a few other werewolf movies lately, and wolf design is like something that I just feel like, it's hit or miss, but it's crazy to me how easy it is to fuck that shit up. So
yeah,
if anyone's gonna deliver like an iconic new thing that we haven't seen in a very long time, it's gonna be fucking Robert Eggers. So
yeah. So
sign
I'm
me up to be
excited.
depressed as fuck watching that on Christmas Day. But I think I might maybe I'll see that and then see Jumanji Open World after that for
There
like
we
the pick
go.
me up that we'll need. God, what a fucking whiplash that would be.
All right. Well, the next movie that you sent me a trailer for, I've never heard of this. Apparently, it's a Prime original, so I guess that means it's not getting a theatrical run.
I don't
But
care. I never heard
it,
about this shit either.
a shark movie called The Devil's Mouth. I'm gonna watch this
Mm.
without question for a couple reasons.
Thank you.
What
And I'm so glad that you said that so I don't have to, because you obviously know I'm going to say that. So tell
yeah.
me your reasons, Jace. Hit me.
First one, I think this year I've been on a real kick of I will watch a movie if it has a bad name. If it's a bad title for a movie, I'm gonna give it a try. Because
I
we've
like
had
that
several
idea.
examples of bad titles that are actually really good. So The Devil's
Yeah.
Mouth, when I read it, I was like, oh, so this is like a possession horror movie. And then it starts and it looks like bodies, 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 like partying out in the ocean. And then, oh, it's a shark movie.
Yeah.
A shark in a freshwater cave. I was like, okay, so
Already. I just want to know. I'm curious what they're gonna how's the explanation here? What kind of shark? There's ways, but my God, this looks like it's in Thailand too. I have questions, but I
yeah.
don't care because it's a shark movie first off, so you got me. But okay, tell me
And
what
then
else hits you. Because
first
like
person,
the
the
name is ridiculous. I'll give you that.
yeah, and then the first person I saw, and it's the only person I recognized until like halfway through the movie. I saw Lana Condor, which I don't think
Who?
she's the girl from that Netflix show, like To All the Boys I Used to Love
Get
or
out of
whatever.
here, Jace. No.
I never watched it, but
Oh, actor.
I've seen
Uh,
her.
you only know her by name. What
But
about
I
Catherine
was like,
fucking Newton?
I know I didn't see Catherine Newton until like halfway through the trailer. And I was
She's
like,
like in the whole first half.
I don't know. I I
Wow.
I
Put
think
your
it's
glasses on, dude.
maybe,
Okay.
but then I saw Catherine. I'm like, okay, if she's in this, it's gotta be something.
Plus the guy from fucking White Lotus. And he
Oh
even says
yeah,
the
that's
exact
where
same
he's
fucking
from.
greeting right away. Yeah.
I saw him and I recognized him, but I couldn't pin where it was. But yeah, so Catherine Newton is in this. Catherine Newton maybe as like one of the best agents in Hollywood because she only does good movies. So
This looks like it could be a pretty fun bad movie. So
and,
I don't care if it's good
and
or
that
bad.
so I mean those are the two reasons I'm definitely going to watch it. The third reason I think is it makes me a little scared but also a little excited because the director Jeff Wadlow, he from a director standpoint, he has some strange filmography. Like
Oh my God.
he directed Imaginary. He
You watched
directed
that?
No, you did. I
Yeah.
remember you did, and you're like,
There was like one or two kind of fun things, but like other than that, it was like pretty much like this could have been a short,
yeah.
30 minutes tops.
But didn't you tell me you like Truth or Dare?
Yeah, I like Truth or Dare, but it is not a good movie. I'll
Yeah.
give it that. It's just one of those it's like a curse movie. And it's like I don't care what the curse is. Or it's like honestly, it hits two things for me. Truth or Dare is dumb as fuck, but it's a game movie
Yeah.
where they're playing a game and then it's like this has deadly consequences. Slash, it's also they're cursed after they've played the game and they have to do their truth or dare or else they die or
Yeah.
something. I forget what it is. And then their face turns into like a Snapchat filter. It's like ridiculous. But I just enjoy stupid shit like that. I'll tell you, Imaginary was way less. It was like, let's see how Megan did and let's try and do it with a teddy bear. But it was like, this teddy bear was nowhere near as fun.
So, but then he directed one of my favorite movies, like when I was in high school. You'll probably remember this. Never Back Down, the UFC movie,
Oh
but
my
they're all in
God.
high school.
The one with Amber Heard.
Yeah, the one with
Yeah.
Amber
You're
Heard,
like, that's where you're
Demon
like, I
Hunter.
love her. Yeah. Demon Hunsu, that guy's in fucking everything.
And then the last thing,
Jesus. Okay.
he directed Cry Wolf. Remember that movie?
Okay. That I'll give him
This
a
guy's
pass for.
filmography is crazy. Like,
I'll give him a pass for everything else now. I don't care. The fact that he made Cry Wolf, are you kidding me? If you haven't seen Cry Wolf, look it up. It's like what even year is that from?
it's
It's like
2005. I
okay,
remember
yeah.
that movie.
Real throwback. I showed you that movie back in the day. It's
Yeah.
so fucking good. It's such a good little twisty high school movie. If you like Forbidden Fruits, which we'll be talking about, that's a good one to look up too.
Yeah.
But wow, that guy's really all over the place. And I mean, I don't know. The script maybe is what depends on it. This doesn't look like it's maybe from anybody who does anything
I
that
mean,
great. But
he is one of the writers.
Okay, so maybe it has a shot. It's also rated PG-13, so we'll see. But you know what? It has Catherine Newton be like, "Come on," with a fucking shark. Like,
Yeah.
get it, sign me up. If
It,
this was in theaters, I would still go see it. So
I mean, you and I just watched Hungry, the hippo movie in Louisiana. So,
yeah.
Animals being where they're not supposed to is not a problem for us.
Honestly, that's like half of every horror movie because it's like, how many times can we just be like, oh, they went out to Africa and they're dealing with hippos? Like, that would be like, okay, that person had it coming. But if you're like, this fucking, like, I mean, obviously you're on an alligator tour. Maybe you had something coming, but like a hippo showed up, maybe you don't have that coming. So it feels like they're not going out looking for sharks. They get attacked by a shark that is not anywhere near it should be. So I agree. I think this has potential to be a fun shark movie, and I have low standards for that. I will take a lot of bad shit. I mean, obviously we have the highest standard of Jaws, but this looks like it'll be fun, and it's straight to
Yeah.
streaming July 29th on Prime. So definitely check it out because
Yeah.
we'll definitely probably watch it and chat about it at some point.
Yeah. And then the
Not a
last,
full episode, I'm assuming, but sorry.
who knows? We could be
Who knows?
surprised.
If we love that movie, we might just, who knows?
It, it,
Stranger
it,
things have happened, Jace, I
it
guess.
could be one of those straight to streaming diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, I could sing a note about Hungry, the Hungry Hippo movie. So, like, who knows? The world is weird.
And then the last one, I don't really know what to think about it. The cast looks really good, but The Wait, led by Ethan Hawke and then
Yes.
Russell Crowe.
WEIGHT, in case anybody's trying to look
The,
this up.
The Weight of Gold.
Yeah, it's like
essentially the plot is these guys they can get out of prison if they can carry this
smuggle
government
gold out of this
issue
mine.
gold
Yeah.
somewhere. And Russell Crowe is kind of the dealer bad guy, and Ethan Hawke is just trying to get back to his daughter. So it has some like kind of Taken vibes, like kind of Liam Neeson, like I gotta get my daughter,
But not that silly. Like, it
yeah,
doesn't have like
It-
I'm gonna be 65 years old defeating everyone in Paris and driving cars off of things that they would never happen. This is like, this feels way more realistic. Plus, it also looks like it takes place like a log. I mean, who knows? But it looks like it was like maybe a 60s, like kind of a thing, or maybe even the 30s. Fuck if I know. They were wearing like stripes. So
Yeah, it looks like a really interesting premise for a thriller because it's like everyone who's hired for these to carry this gold, they're all prisoners.
It takes place during the Great Depression, so that's like 1929 or whatever the fuck.
So it's like they're all prisoners, they're all carrying gold, and you start to see greed setting in, and people like, well, maybe I'll take the gold, I'll run with the gold, and it's like, who do you trust sort of vibe, but they have to work together to get out of the thing, and
yeah,
it looks interesting. I'm not familiar with any of the director's work. Seems like
it's the directorial debut, it says, and it looks like it debuted in January at Sundance, but it's going to be hitting theaters on September 18th. This feels like it's not going to make very much money at all.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard a thing about it.
The first trailer just came out literally this week, but it feels like Ethan Hawke obviously always is incredible, but like Russell Crowe, I'm sure, I don't know if it's controversial to say, that guy is a real all over the place. Like, I love him in certain things. Like, obviously
he really passed his prime.
But no, he didn't, because The Pope's Exorcist was fucking great, man. Have you still not watched that?
No.
I was just talking with Andy, my brother-in-law, about that, and he was like, "You've seen that movie?" I'm like, "It was so good, it tricked me into watching another movie where he played a fucking exorcist and got possessed, but it was not good at all." So don't watch that, whatever it was, The Father or some other shit.
It's like the two Pope movie or the two Exorcist movies that he did in the same year, and I totally get them confused.
Just watch The Pope's Exorcist, everyone. It is so good. It should not be good. It sounds like it's going to be stupid as fuck, but it's one of those, it's like you just said with the Devil's Mouth. It's one of those stupid ass titles, but it's fucking good movie. Like, no joke. Okay. I'm telling you, it's actually good. And I do not go to bat for Russell Crowe. I fucking hate the guy. I don't think he's that wonderful. So,
I mean, all I know about him is that he's a Australian that likes to throw phones or something.
He's a total dick. But also I just feel like sometimes he's not He's really all over the place with his performances. Watch a movie called Unhinged and tell me
Is
what you
that the
think.
road
'Cause
rage? Is that the
yes,
road rage
such
movie?
a bizarre movie. I was
I've
like, "Is
seen
this a true
clips of
story?" 'Cause,
that.
like, what the fuck is it? It's so weird. And it's like, even if you watch something out of context from that, like a clip, it's like that's pretty much how it feels when you're watching the movie. Everything in that movie feels like it's out of context. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. So it's just weird. He's very weird. And it's not like, I mean, maybe he's the character, but I'm like, this just feels so bizarre. Bizarro planet. And everyone
He's
else feels like they're acting way more normal. And he's just like on another planet.
he's a good actor, so I would love for him to have another like really good movie, because like the last like really good movie I can think of his was that one he did with Ryan Gosling, the other guy, or the Nice
Yeah.
Guys.
The Nice Guys.
That
Yes,
was
but
that was
I'm
really
telling you,
good.
Pope's Exorcist is actually the last movie he's done that was really good. I'm telling
Okay.
you, watch it and tell me. Don't say, "Okay," like you're never gonna watch it. I
All
know.
I think about when I think of the Pope's Exorcist is a clip from How Did This Get Made, where they're like, there's a scene where it implies that he rode a scooter from like one country back to the Vatican.
I don't give a fuck. It's great. Him and his scooter is fabulous. I'm telling you, it's not like it's an Oscar-winning film, but it's like it's such a fun, campy movie. And like, I don't think anyone else really is like playing into it, but like, it's so fun and campy because Russell Crowe is delivering it, and it's so good because of him. Like his performance is weirdly like it's just spot on, and it feels like everyone else is kind of playing it like a serious possession film, but like he's also just like it's kind of a unique spin on it. I can't explain it. It's a very weird movie. I feel like I didn't mean to promote it so much today because that's not a trailer that we're talking about, but we'll see about these other ones. That was The Wait and The Devil's Mouth and then Werewolf, which I think
Yeah,
we could agree is definitely going to be the best. But, in the meantime, we'll have
who
the other
knows?
two, I guess.
But all right, let's take a little break and then get into Forbidden Fruits.
You know, when I was a sales girl, not yet a saleswoman, I had a knack for making something out of nothing.
Head down, hoops on, bottoms up, pop the trunk.
Thank you. Oh my God, it's the Freeita girls. They're like mall royalty.
Sit out in there, crossover, watch me take this hoe over.
Do I know you? I don't think so. I just got here last week. What are you up to tonight?
Well, I was gonna go home
But
and
like, what do you want to be up to tonight? Let's begin the induction. Goat's milk, thigh gaps, rose petals, bone caps, truffle oil, bitch slap, blood clots, juice press. Being a witch is being a sister, and we must protect our sisterhood by any means necessary. Rip out the weeds,
like, please don't tell Apple about this.
throw out the snakes.
Apple will not understand. Do you think Pumpkin is Apple's mini-me?
Is someone wearing the Mojave body mist? Yeah, I'm wearing it.
We can't let history repeat itself.
Are we still best friends? You know I don't believe in hierarchy in female relationships.
Can't you see that she is poison? You've been spying on me. Are you high? I don't know you.
It's all falling apart.
Where were you guys?
I know yesterday was whack, but it's really not my fault because I Googled it and Mercury was in retrograde. So there you go.
All right, let's talk about Forbidden Fruits. I'm excited to talk about this because one, last week I said this was one of my surprises of the year. But I don't know. One thing I am proud of myself when it comes to movies is I feel like I'm pretty good at recognizing if a movie just wasn't my style, wasn't really for me, but I could still like tell if it was a well-made movie. Like just because I didn't necessarily like it doesn't mean that it's a bad movie. 10 minutes into this movie, I'm like, this movie was not for me. I was pretty certain. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna like this movie. But
This is gonna be like Wednesday for you.
yeah, kinda. Or like when they were talking, and like when one of the girls like says dead ass, I was like, okay, I don't I don't think I'm gonna be able to get on board with all this.
I might
But
be a
then
bit
by
too old for this.
yeah, but then by the end, I was like, that was so fun. They really won me over with it. Like, I was like, this might be too Gen Z coded, maybe kind of similar to like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I know you love that movie. The one time I watched it, it didn't really work for me. But so I was kind of getting vibes like that. And then also, but then I was like, in my head, I'm like, I gotta hold on though, because like Lisa Frankenstein really surprised me, and I loved that movie. And like, I don't know, I kind of could see this being similar in kind of that tone and that setting.
It's got the same producer, and Diablo Cody, who also is like, I think she wrote Lisa Frankenstein,
yeah.
and she also is the writer of Jennifer's Body. So
Yeah.
like the fact that she was behind this, and this movie makes
Was Diablo
like,
Cody involved in this?
she was a producer, yeah.
Oh,
She helped to
okay.
get like distribution, I think. But yeah, no, it's two women who made this movie,
Yeah.
which is awesome. And in general, I just feel like it's so fun because it does seem like at first like it's going to be a Gen Z thing, but like I would say, yeah, like 10 minutes into it, you're like, okay, wait, this is like really, really funny. And also, I don't know about you, but for me, like, there's so many winners in this movie overall. But I just want to shout out because Nolan and I just could not get enough of Victoria Pedretti, who's like
Oh, she's
Carrie in
amazing.
this movie. She's so adorable and cute. But like, honestly, though, Lily Reinhart is so amazing that like you could nominate her for like an award. I think she's so good. Like,
She was
acting-wise, like,
great.
they're both great, but like, she was. It's weird how much she's the villain, but you root for her.
Like, she was so intimidating and like had such an intense just stare. I
Yeah.
was like when she would just like stare, especially like at the end when she's like staring into the camera, I'm like, I'm a little uncomfortable with this level of eye contact.
I know that last like couple shots where it's like just her straight up like really full on crazy. Loved it. No, but all of the actresses in this are great. I kind of thought like going into this might be like a movie like The Craft, which I had never seen, but I did finally watch this week in preparation for this episode, which is like from the 90s, like the same year as Scream with Neve Campbell. And it's about four
Skeet.
teenage women who, and Skeet Ulrich, who also get into well, he doesn't, but he gets dealt with witchcraft and shit. And it's like a very different movie than this, honestly. This feels a lot more like, I mean, the spells in it and like taking it out on the snakes and like how it gets violent and you start killing people with it. Very, yes, that's similar to The Craft in that way. But I would say that the like with the humor and the other things, like the bubblegum pop element of this movie, feels like Mean Girls mixed with Jawbreakers, which I don't know if you've ever seen that, but
No, I've never seen Jawbreakers.
it's a very similar like teenage movie where it's very dark but like very funny, and it feels very similar to Forbidden Fruits.
Yeah, this has big Mean Girls vibes.
Right? Like, I
And
mean, from the beginning when they're like introduced in the cafeteria, that's why you think maybe like, oh, maybe I'm too old for Gen Z's Mean Girls, right?
yeah,
Is that kind of what you were thinking? Because they're like literally the hierarchy of the mall. Although I love the fact that it's taking place at a mall. If it was a straight up high school, I definitely might have been like, maybe I'm too old for this.
yeah, like it gave me like Mean Girls, but then also like instead of being set in a school, it was like a workplace comedy. Like it kind of reminded me of like Waiting, not in tone or anything at all, but just like that workplace kind of comedy. And it's like if you've ever worked retail, like this would click with you or something. That
100%. It brings all those memories screaming back. But it reminds me of Jawbreaker in the way of like I'd say maybe not immediately, but like throughout the movie. That movie is about, there's like these four popular girls at this high school, and three of them kidnap the most popular one, who's like the prom queen and also like the actual only nice one of the group. They kidnap her on her birthday to like drive her to her favorite place to get shakes or something before school. And they the fucking Rose McGowan bitch, who's also in Scream, she puts like a giant jawbreaker candy in the girl's mouth and duct tapes it over her when they throw her in the trunk. So then when they pull her out at the ice cream place, she's dead. She choked on it. And so then the whole movie is like they try to figure out how they can like stage it so that they could set someone else up for the murder. But like it's this whole other thing. But also they're like the popular mean girls at school. It's very, very fun.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's dark as fuck, but like literally it starts off that way. So you're like, okay, this is not like, your 90s like typical teen movie at the time. So it felt like that vibe right off the bat, just for me, with like her in the car with the guy and she's like jerking off. Oh yeah, jerk off to me. And I was like, Nolan's like, I don't know if any guy would just do that. I'm like, there's a lot of fucking horn dogs out there. Are you kidding me?
There was a guy in Seattle that just recently that like someone recorded him. He's just jerking it, and then he was like a Christian rapper or something.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
course.
what the fuck?
Why am I not surprised? Literally, they don't have to be invited to masturbate or jerk off at any time. Guys don't ever have to be invited to it. They would do it without the offer. And the fact that she offered, I think infinitely your odds go up as to how many men would do that. The fact that she splashed hot coffee all over it was probably just like chef's kiss for me. I don't know about you.
As she said, she can't let him come.
Yeah.
No. Get the fuck out of here.
Apple, just like the way all of her quotes in this movie. I love all the names, but before we get into it or whatever, I'm just so glad that you also were like surprised by this movie, because it does seem like it's going to be something totally different. And honestly, I didn't even know why it was considered a horror film, or like anyone in the horror community was talking about it until like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. Last 20 minutes take a real turn. Like,
yeah, they get so great, but it's still fun. It never loses that energy that it has as like this really fun, entertaining movie. But it's not like, it's very different, where it's like it manages to be hilarious up until the end, but it does get extremely graphic. And I was like, oh, this is why it's a horror movie. Okay. Because I did look it up, and The Craft is not that gory, but like not really at all. It isn't. But it was rated R when it was released in 96 or 96, because they said that they like they didn't include a ton of blood or sex or anything. But literally, just because it was teenage girls doing witchcraft, it automatically got an R rating. And I'm like, look how far we've come. But like this movie,
pearl clutchers.
I know, back in the 90s. Come on, the fucking girls doing witchcraft. Like, you guys really still think that shit's real? I hope so. I'm gonna try it. Honestly, all these witch movies just make me want to start or join a coven. So.
They look like they're having a little bit of fun until they're not.
Until shit goes off the rails. It seems like if we're doing, like, I like that she says we're doing like really, mundane shit that you would have gotten like killed for in Salem. It's like really great. But it's like, I don't know about that, because they're also like people are killing themselves or dying after their things. So it seems like maybe in the movies, who knows? Maybe in real life, it's actually very peaceful.
The thing that surprised me a lot of this movie was how they handled the quote unquote witchcraft side of it. I was expecting it like full blown, they were witches. And then like throughout the movie, I don't think they're actually witches. I think they're just miserable kids. Like,
oh, so you're not even sure that they have powers? Because I'm pretty sure they all have powers.
I don't.
Isn't there like that Shining photo that they see? She sees pumpkin finds of all of them from like 10 years ago, and they look identical to how they look. It feels like it's like a very brief reference.
I guess I didn't. I guess maybe I didn't clock that was supposed to be like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, I think it said like 90 something. So I was like, whoa.
I don't know. Like,
sorry. And when I say 10 years ago, I mean 30 plus years ago. Excuse me. That is upsetting. Maybe it wasn't that long, but I do feel like it was at least like 10 plus years.
Oh, so like I got the vibe that like they were like role playing, like, it's, how like, like teenagers or whatever, they like do witchcraft, quote unquote, and they like dress up and all that stuff.
A lot of teenagers that do witchcraft. I mean, I've fucked around with Ouija boards and shit, and like I probably did some spells and whatever. But like I made boogie goo once based on that Boogeyman Disney movie. But like I wish I was doing shit like this because I did write down the spell that they use, and I'm like, if this, I'm gonna try this shit because it made me laugh so hard. The spell that they do, it's
Oh, when
go.
they're squeezing out their underwear and
I
the
love all the
initiation.
ingredients. It's always blood and some other weird shit. But this is better than the shit that I mean, everything I feel like whenever usually there's like flesh or bones or whatever supposed to be in there. So the fact that it was just like pussy juice from the fucking underwear, I was like,
Yeah.
that's a relief. And blood like from everybody. Like, I mean, that's more of the concern there. But I would have drank it. Shit. If we're doing witch stuff, I would drink anything. I would drink probably a toe, severed toe, whatever it took. But the spell that they did, I wrote it down because it was my favorite. It was goat's milk, thigh gaps, rose petals, bone cast, truffle oil, bitch slap, blood clots, juice prep.
it all just felt like they were role playing, and like it was like people. It felt way more culty than a coven. Like it was like these people needed a community because they didn't have friends, and
Okay,
the
I'm gonna ask
ringleader
you a question
Apple,
here.
she was able to manipulate them. That's the
I'm gonna ask
vibe
you
that
an
I got.
important question right now,
Okay.
Jace. Have you ever watched any witch coven movies? Outside of like The Witch by Robert Eggers, because you don't really
Ho-
see the
ho-
coven.
yeah, Hocus Pocus. It's one of Sarah's
Okay.
favorite movies. We watch it every year.
All right.
I mean, that's the first one that comes to mind.
Okay.
Like which dedicated movies that, yeah, not that many. There's movies I've watched where there are witches there, but I wouldn't say the movies are about them. But
Okay. Well, it's pretty difficult to get together and do this kind of shit with blood and other things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just watched The Craft, which I had not seen for a long time, but I knew it was a classic for a reason. And they do all that kind of weird shit too.
But like real magic shit happens. Like the girl changes her hair color.
Yeah, they do real magic in this movie too, I think. I think the way the pickle acts is pretty much fucking, I mean,
Or
they
she
do this.
she was shunned from
Okay.
her only friend group.
But they do other stuff in that movie as well. So in The Craft, yeah, like the main thing that you might remember is like she does that one girl who's like the real witch. She does that thing where she like moves like her hand over her hair and now she's blonde. But they also do other things where it's like they wish for, or they do a spell, each of them for different things. So like one of them's to get back at a bully. One of them wishes for her burn scars to go away. And then like she's been doing this new treatment and like the doctors are able to like actually heal her skin that way. And then like the other girl like wishes for a better life for her and her mom, and like her stepdad dies and happened to have a great life insurance policy. So they like have a great place to live. But it's like, so it does little things like that. But then it like ends up everything that is good that happens comes back to you 3 times negative.
Yeah.
Like it like threefold in a bad way. So because they do a lot of fun. And then one of them does a love spell, which similar to obsession is not really what you ever want to fuck with because those people get really crazy. But like in a similar way where they get together and like the spells that they do are very, very similar. I mean, they're not as like silly and fun and like girly, but like they are very similar and they have like rules about like different things. And even for one of their spells, they all have to bring an animal and they all represent a certain like season and like different things like that. So it's basically like that. It's also like Charmed, the TV show, which was basically, I guess, a ripoff of the Craft movie, but like they just ripped it off for a TV show, but like very similar stuff. So it could be a lot of different things, but I feel like this was 1,000% Coven. And I was like, the fact that like I also did think this was something that one girl had set up. I didn't think this was like a widespread like religion kind of thing. Like it wasn't, but she had studied like the occult and stuff. So she had knowledge. So I figured at least one of them had powers, but it was cool in the way of like it seemed like if all of them concentrated their energy, that like, and you just, it's kind of like the force and you just tap in with it, that like you can accomplish it, which I love that vibe. That's more what I got, where it was like a realistic kind of thing. Because they clearly were like having ill intentions and like I love the whole rules of their things, which is really funny because I feel like it's unique to this movie where it's like, even like their rules start out great where it feels like this is exactly like the other rules of covens and everything I've ever seen. But it's like Shine Theory. That was my favorite. Where it's like all women have an inner glow and should surround themselves with other women who like so they can all shine brighter together. And then the second rule was banish all vindicars, demons that derive pleasure from others' pain and misery. And then rule number 3, we only text boys using emojis. That was just like my favorite, that like it has literally nothing to do with the other two, but like it's such a great just fucking idea that like they could only text an emoji. It's just good shit.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. This movie, honestly, just like, I mean, once she like goes to paradise and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm confused. Is it weird that I'm confused? And they're like, yeah, it's weird. Like just everything about it. You're like, wait, are you guys witches? And I was like, fuck yeah, this just seems like I totally believe the bitches that work at Free People at the mall have like a secret coven that they meet in the basement in their amazing outfits and fucking do cool spells out of the amazing clothes and drink it out of their boots or whatever. I love it.
This movie reminded me of when we were younger and you used to work at the Mac Makeup. And everyone there does the crazy makeup because that's part of the job, is advertising the makeup. But me being a dumb kid, I was like, you guys look like, I don't know, you do rituals and eat babies. Like that's what it reminded me. Like, you guys look like you cast spells on people and sacrifice
we do a lot
babies.
of hexes over here. Honestly, though, yeah, like so a lot of different makeup counters and like things like that, different groups at the mall. It's like the thing, you could totally buy it. I love that this is like we're gonna be the bohemian witches, is what it feels like, but also like girly pop kind of bitches.
The scene with the mom influencer.
Yes, like, the mom influencer was so good. And they like whipped that fucking scarf off the table, which like, my God, what a great move. But also when she put it on the hat, I was like, I'm such a doofus because that would fucking work on me too. Like that is gorgeous. And then when they sneak on the $400 tag, just it was so clever.
It's so
and
funny.
Hilarious. Like, I bet you those bitches do that shit. And also, I would fall for it every time. But like, when they're like, mom influencer, and like they all swoop in like fucking hawks. Yeah. Just good shit. Like, literally, she's like, no, I'm a witch.
Yeah.
Just all of it. And then also, like, just, she's like, oh, that makes me miss my dad. And she's like, why? Because he bought them stuff. It's like they probably just caught him cheating with his mistress. Like I just really love Apple all the time. Yeah. She's just like, men are deceivers, okay?
The Hillary Duff collab is back.
That's the thing. She like will say something. So my only thing is that like she will be such a bitch to Cherry, and we just love Cherry with all of our heart. Yeah. Fig is amazing and I love her, but like Cherry is just so innocent and so cute, even though she's blowing everybody on Wednesdays. But like, she's so cute. And like, I feel so bad for her every time that Apple's just like, oh my God, you would just have such a bad case of main character syndrome, Cherry. That is like one of your most unattractive qualities. We really need to work on that. And just like all the times that she's always fucking criticizing her, I'm like, she's so cute. And just everything she says is hilarious too.
And I mean, it was so weird watching this and like just recognizing that that's Victoria Petretti. Because like I'm used to like every time I've seen her like in You or Haunting a Hill House, like in everything I've seen her in, she's like
Haunting a Bly Manor,
like she's like a grown woman.
Yeah.
Like she acts like an adult in everything I've ever seen her in. And in this, she is such a child that it's so like bizarre, and she's like really good. Like
she's so good at it. Honestly,
I had to look up her age because I'm like, you're really good at this. But like, in my head, you're like 38 in my head, and she's like 30, 31.
Okay, so she's
a couple years younger than us. But
that makes me feel better. But no,
sorry,
she's
a couple years younger than me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but
hey, we are like a month apart or two. Just relax here. I'm not old. But I will say, like, Cherry just really, outside of Apple, if Apple wasn't such a great performance from and I keep Lily Reinhart, who I had really never seen in a ton before. Like I know she was on Riverdale, and like
I've never seen her before.
She was so incredible in this role, and just like it's very much like the Regina George, but like really empathetic. And I don't know if that's because she lives in her car or whatever, but like, and like these other things about her that you kind of feel bad for her. But Cherry is like this pure innocent soul that you just want to protect, and like literally like the cutest, like sweetest, dumbest, blondest like girl. And I just was like obsessed with her. Like when she's like, when they're like, "Oh, what are you having a breakdown too?" And she's like, "No, I went on a hot girl run this morning. Would someone who went on a hot girl run be having a mental breakdown?" And she's like wearing her sunglasses. They're like, "Oh boy," because she's just everything that she says. She's like not like sad sober, but like hot and fun sober. Like it's like just ridiculous everything, and she's so cute. Um, and I just wanted to protect her this whole movie. So like. And I loved Fig and like her whole thing with her Norman Bates boyfriend. That she's like, Norman Bates is my favorite. Like I'm obsessed with him, and I'm like, Jesus.
And like they talk to each other at the restaurant, he's talking to her in emojis, and she's like, "You don't have to do that."
So cute. But I loved how basically the way that Pumpkin comes in, do you want to talk about Pumpkin, or what were you
well,
about
I was
to
gonna say Fig. So yeah, the actress Alexandra Shipp. The only thing I've seen her in is is like some of the X-Men movies. She was Storm in like the first X-Men First Class.
She was also in Barbie.
Yeah, I saw that, and apparently she was in Straight Outta Compton. I don't remember.
She was wasn't she like physicist Barbie, or one of the really smart Barbies? Dr. Barbie, I think was what she was. She was Dr. Barbie.
Yeah. Okay.
And then because I remember, and then she's like, she was pretty funny because she's like, she's the one who has the line in the movie of like, all of a sudden I was like really invested in the Zack Snyder universe. And like it's great. So that was what I remembered her from. Like once I realized that, I was like, oh, okay, that's probably like, I do know that she played young like Halle Berry's Storm in the X-Men prequels, but she was great in this and very fun. And I feel like
she kicks off the confessional scenes.
Yes.
And I love them. Like I love her.
Marilyn Monroe is just iconic, and
her
so
whole
great.
thing, and how like it's very emotional. Like this movie's written really well, where like all the characters actually have like really real like backstories and stuff, and like
literally
her whole thing
have such great confessionals with emotions.
Her whole
that
thing
you're
of
shocked.
like being torn with like loving Norman, and like that's not allowed and stuff. But then like her whole monologue ends with like, and I'm scared to death that I'm gonna have the same haircut as my mom.
That's what I'm saying. Is like every time they go for something, like they go so deep on certain things, and same with Apple. But then it's like they bring it back with like, bitch. Like fuck off, or like just things like that where they like kind of snap you back to reality, which like what we're watching. But like even Cherry has that really emotional thing. It's like I was about to light herself on fire.
Like, is she gonna do this?
I was like,
is this movie gonna kick off a totally different ending?
Like Nolan was like, if she does that, turn the movie off. And I was like
and like her whole thing of like her backstory is that her whole family died and she ran away, and so everyone thinks she's dead. Like, I'm like, oh my god.
I know, because she was off having sex with a guy somewhere in a parking lot, and the cat that she has is the thing that came to find her and told her that the fire happened, I guess. I love all that. This whole thing with her. And then when she has the cat at the place, I was so concerned for her cat, because I was like, if they try to kill the cat, I'm gonna lose it. But either way, I just thought like Fig and Cherry were the perfect, like, I guess you could say they were kind of like Karen and Gretchen Wieners from Mean Girls, where it's like, and that's why it give me such Mean Girls vibe, because Pumpkin, Lola Tongue, comes in, and it's like at first it seems like, I would say at first she comes in kind of strongly. You can tell she wants to be in their group, but also like Fig kind of invites her. And I love the fact that they're like, ew, get out of that uniform. Like, it's so gross. And even later when she like catches Cherry having sex and she's wearing her like salty whatever uniform, and she like is like, oh, sorry, we'll just be a minute, like still having sex. And then she takes it off and she's like, oh my God, Pumpkin. Like she doesn't even recognize her in the uniform. Just good shit. Because like at the very beginning, when even Cherry and her, she's like, "Don't talk to her. You'll give her the wrong impression." Like it's
Then
so
Fig,
funny how fucking mean they are. But Fig is like just fucking hounding down the fucking samples.
I love when Fig like looks at her dead in the eye and she's like, they look like little shits.
Oh, that's what Cherry says.
Oh, I thought Fig's.
No, Cherry
Oh,
says
Cherry
that at
says
this
it.
part. But it's so funny because Pumpkin, I feel like outside of like coming on a little strong at the beginning, she seems like she just wants friends and she just wants to fit in, even still with the coming on strong. So like
Yeah.
the fact that it once I would say pretty quick, you kind of get the like after maybe, you know, a couple scenes, like she tells her mom, yeah, it's her or something like that.
Yeah.
And like I was with her. And so you're like, okay, so clearly she, and then you can tell she's really trying to like infiltrate the friends and like talk shit about Apple and get information. So it feels so much like Mean Girls, like with
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan trying to like ruin Regina George's life.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Because
Right?
yeah,
It
it
gives you
seems
100%
it seems
the vibe.
innocent at first, but then the thing this movie does really well is like it hides the true motivation well until the very end. And it's like on second watch,
Agreed.
you get the little hints of like
Yeah.
all the mentions of like, you know, Apple hating her father and hating all fathers, and then Pumpkin missing
Always.
her dad and
like talking to that dad with the mom influencer and making a big deal. Oh, it makes me miss my dad. And it's
yeah,
like,
there's
why?
yeah, there's like all these little hints, and it does a really good job. So it makes the ending when this movie goes wild, it makes that reveal really good.
Honestly, it's like I didn't expect this to be that kind of a movie. You know, it's not like there's some big twists in Mean Girls at the end
Yeah,
because you know that she's like undercover. So like I expected it to be something, but I was like, I didn't expect it to have kind of a little twist on a twist, which we'll get to with like
yeah,
Apple kind of being already in the know on stuff. And I just love that Apple is really truly always one step ahead. But I thought Pumpkin was a great addition. And the fact that like her name really was Pumpkin. I was like,
yeah,
wait, so I'm supposed to buy that all these girls are really named Apple, Cherry, and Fig? And I was like, when Fig finally reveals that's not her name, I was like, okay, I bet that's the case for both.
Wait, your name is
Maybe-
Emily?
Yeah, that was such a funny fucking scene because it's like they're so offended. She's like, yeah, my name is Emily. And then just the way that Cherry reacts in that. But either way, just this whole fucking movie is so much fun. And the performances also, like all four of them are so great. But I love the fact that you don't know why she's spying.
Yeah,
You just know. And then I also thought it was interesting that they don't even show you Sharon, the boss,
Yeah.
supposedly. Nolan kept being like, she doesn't exist. I don't think she exists. And I was like, you think that like fucking Apple is throwing her voice like a fucking someone who has a puppet, you know? Like a
yeah,
like how would she know how to do that? Like that would, or maybe witchcraft is what he thought. Like she's using something, but I was like, I just feel like they're waiting for a reason, but like had no idea what the reason was, right?
yeah.
I don't know about you.
We'll get to that reveal.
Yeah, but like, did you think it was?
I
thought that was
I
another
would
interesting element.
I would
that they
never have,
did.
I would never have guessed who it was.
I never thought it was going to be a cameo, and like I thought it was.
I
Gonna
thought
be
it was going to
wrapped
be a
in-
cameo.
You did okay.
I just
we
didn't
thought
think it was going to be
Nolan was
that.
just saying the whole time, like, and I was like, honestly, that's what I thought. Like the first time, it's like it made me feel like maybe they're using magic. She's using magic to make them think that, but really,
Nolan just watched Fight Club, so he was thinking
Yeah.
it was a
honestly,
Tyler
though,
Durden situation.
we just watched when we watched Widow's Bay. They do that in like the second episode. And then I was like, every episode, I'm gonna be like, every single person is a ghost. But then they really zip back and tell you that's not the case. So I love it because like if you get like an inch, if you give me an inch with that, I'm gonna think everybody is like actually not there.
Yeah.
But I think it was just the way that they were shooting it around her. Like you heard the voice, but like you never saw her. And I just thought it was an interesting.
All you see
thing.
is a hand.
Yeah, but you
That's
don't
all
see
you
anything
see.
else.
So it's like, all right, so it's a
And you hear the voice,
like
with the door open.
seems like it's a black woman. That's all we
Yeah.
know.
But then
And-
I was like, okay, I wasn't sure if it was going to be like an actual like person or if it was going like an actual actress like cameo or if
Yeah.
it was going to be like wrapped up in the mystery of everything,
Yeah,
which it
yeah.
is kind of both. And I just thought that was fun because again, I wasn't expecting such like kind of twisty elements to this movie,
yeah.
but like there's a lot of stuff that just kind of zigs and zags out of nowhere. Like when we get the whole Ballad of Pickle,
yeah,
I was
the-
like, that was pretty dark, but also just really great.
yeah, the pickle thing was real dark.
Code Dill, everybody. When they
Code
said at the
Dill,
beginning,
Code
I was like,
Dill.
that's hilarious. But like then you don't find out till such like a long ass time, right? Till she
Yeah.
catches Fig with Norman after he's like asked her to be his girlfriend.
When,
And that's
so
what she tells them.
so when I
Or
watched
the whole
this with
thing.
Sarah and we got to the pickle scene, Sarah's like, "Is that Emma Chamberlain?" And I'm like, "Who is Emma Chamberlain?" Apparently, she's like a pretty popular like YouTuber or something,
Oh
like
god.
like
Okay.
a lifestyle YouTuber.
Good on Sarah.
I
That
was
makes
like,
her sound like a Gen Z person.
I was like, "Yeah, good catch, babe." And also, like, I love
She's
that this.
keeping you young.
I love that this movie. This is such
Incorporated
a
that.
Gen Z movie that they're like bringing in even just a
Yeah.
little YouTube, like for a cameo essentially.
They did that
Of
in the new
some of
Scary Movie too, but I'm like, or the new Scary Movie 6 or whatever. But
Yeah.
it was like, when you do that, it's like I know what you're doing, but honestly, if it works in the movie, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
If it's not just a total plug. In both cases, I would say it works really well. Also, good on her for doing this because this is like a pretty weird character to play
Yeah.
and be like, if you're well known as a influencer or YouTuber or whatever the fuck. I don't know what she does on YouTube, but I imagine it's not the pickle shit.
Lifestyle, whatever that means.
Yeah, it's a Code Dill over there.
But yeah, it's like, and speaking of like Gen Z, it's like we were talking about with like obsession in the back rooms. It's like, our studio's going to learn the right lessons? And it's like movies like this should be the lesson, where it's like you make movies with this humor for this audience, that this audience can relate to these things. These are the movies that you should be making. This movie didn't make any money because it was not marketed at all.
Think anyone heard about it. I barely heard about it, and then it was like on demand when so I was like, okay, well, I'll watch it here. But it's so great that like I think it'll 1,000% be a cult classic.
Yeah, like these
kinds of movies are never appreciated in their prime. I know Mean Girls was.
Yeah,
but...
this gives me very much like Lisa Frankenstein, like instant cult classic movie. And
100%. Yeah, at least. Like, and if it doesn't, we will fucking do our damnedest to make sure it happens, because everything about this movie is just screaming for like I just feel like there's so many Halloween costumes from this film that would just be incredible. Yeah. There's so many good ones. The little bracelets that they all wear alone is just so great. But
the little charms.
The whole thing with Pickle and her like fucking banging her head on everything is really fucking like funny, but also like I was like, damn, okay, that was when I was like, this magic shit's real.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like that was for me. I was like, you still thought maybe this bitch just went insane, her husband or boyfriend just happened to whatever get that crazy accident?
I mean,
or are you saying there's maybe a real life like Apple's a serial killer kind of a thing, and that she's causing these accidents to kill these people? Is that what you were thinking?
I think one of the reasons that this movie works really well is that it doesn't outright make the answer one or the other. Like in my mind, and especially with Sarah loving, cult documentaries and true crime stuff, like when I watch this, I see a bunch of young people that don't have many friends, and they all say that throughout the entire movie. They all talk about how they don't have many friends. So it's like they all want they want community. And then someone like Apple, who's very charismatic, has a unbelievable presence. Like she's so cool. Like you're like,
literally, I don't care if she's mean to me. I would do whatever she said.
I just want to absorb some of the coolness from you.
I would be like, Cherry, I'm so sorry for trying to be the main character at any point. Like I just want to be a part of your shine, girl.
So it's like when I watch this movie, I see cult behavior and someone manipulating people who want community, who want that stuff. And
that's
then
a part of every witch coven movie and every kind of witch
but
coven
a
story.
lot of those witch movies, then they do outright magic. Something weird happens.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that's cool is that you can look at what happened to Pickle. You could say that's a hex or a curse, or it's someone losing their entire social infrastructure and support system. And
what happened to her boyfriend was a freak accident too.
Yeah.
Right after they do the spell, I'm just saying, if somebody does a spell to curse somebody, and it's like that bitch even participated without even knowing it was gonna hit her or her boyfriend, and immediately he goes down for the count in a coma, I would pretty much be like, okay, magic is real. Like I'm the type of person that the night of like the obsession, when I make the One Wish Willow and Nikki's all of a sudden into me but also screaming, I'd go, this thing is fucked. I did it. It was the magic. I would believe in magic so much faster than everybody, obviously. But like
you can go both ways. It's like if that's what happened, then why didn't Lily just do that with her dad instead of poisoning him?
Maybe she wasn't powerful enough or didn't have her coven yet. Didn't find her coven. Because the reason that it makes me think the magic is real, and I don't know if we're ready to mention it, but like at the end, you see that there is this corporate store all over the place, has covens at every mall, it seems like. And that like the other ones, they're flowers instead of fruits. But like that was so fucking great. I just love that. I was like, oh, so this is a real network of witches. Like they're all witches.
It reminded me of I don't know if you watched the documentary on the company American Apparel and like how
no, I think I watched the Abercrombie and Fitch one, which was fucked.
So like the American Apparel one is just like the CEO of that company was just like a megalomaniac, like crazy workaholic but the environment was like a cult. Like people had to be a part of it. They were so locked in on everything. So like this movie kind of reminded me of that in a sense. But I like that you can you can interpret it as magic or as a farce. And it works either way. Like you could even say the magic of the tornado at the end was a hex on everything going on. And like
I thought with all the deaths being so out of control and insane and so like 1 in a million, that's the thing. It's like I would believe in Final Destination after the first fucking death. I'd be like, it's after us, it's death. Like I would know.
Not listening to John Denver ever again.
I'm not listening to anyone telling me that it's just a coinky dink and then it keeps happening. No way. I'd be the first guy. If I'm not the one having the visions, I'd be following that guy with the visions because I'd be like, tell me what's up. But like literally, I would always just instantly believe. So the timing of these things and the fucking coincidence of all these things happening when we do a spell, I'd be like, that's fucking, I'm on board. I mean, I believe, but Nolan's probably like kicking himself here in this because he's like, ghosts are real, right? Right. I'm like, I don't know. I've never like, I mean, I feel like I've talked to him or seen him a couple times, but I don't know. I'm not going to rule him out, you know? And same with witchcraft. Honestly, this movie made me feel like witchcraft is achievable and maybe I should give it a shot. Because like that's all I've ever wanted is to be in the occult. What am I waiting for?
At this point in the world, what do we have to lose?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe I could do some good or something. I don't know. But do you know what's funny is that I did learn that the mall that they filmed this in was actually the same mall where they filmed Mean Girls, like all the mall scenes.
Oh
and
my God,
just like,
that's
okay,
hilarious.
maybe that's another like really great tie-in because I just felt like it reminded me of it's so hardcore and all the mall scenes. I know it mostly takes place at school, but like all the mall scenes in that are iconic.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And I just love the things like there's so many good quotes in this film that like when one of my favorites is when Fig's like, Apple and Cherry are part of the elite dead dads club. And then Pumpkin's like, oh, me too. And Fig's like, oh, FOMO. Like she's like, oh, I wish my dad was dead. It was just like really funny. And then she just totally changes the subject. And then also I really loved Pumpkin being like, my job doesn't define me, my hotness and my personality do.
Yeah.
And like just fucking Apple being such a bitch like all the time. And then when they take sequins when they're dancing, I was just like, I want to take sequins. I don't care what it is. Yes, this is exactly what I want. Like, it was just so great.
I loved the whole bit when Apple brings the icings by Ina. Everyone comment on my icings by Ina.
Yeah. Why is everyone not eating their eye by eyes? fucking great. And then when Pumpkin starts puking so much, I love that because it's like she's puking in all of the shoe boxes. It's like somebody get her a garbage bag because it's like she's puking in one shoebox and then like a few minutes later she's puking in a totally different kind of shoes and their box. And I'm just like, there's got to be a garbage somewhere. So fucking funny. And then I mean, obviously Apple has so many good lines, but when she's like, Obvi, I'm not pregnant. What if I had a boy and had to name him like Bob or some shit?
I loved
I was like, for real, right?
I loved when Apple was like, I thought I was whack, but I Googled it and Mercury is in retrograde.
It's retrograde, yeah. You're like, oh, okay. 100%. It's one of the, of course.
It's funny. It's like this movie, it has so many like just unapologetically cringe lines and delivery, but there's so many that you kind of become numb to it, and then everything becomes hilarious.
Cringe. I would say they're great because they're done on purpose. They're so good.
Well, like cringe in the same way that like Michael Scott is cringe. Like it's humorous cringe. Like
I don't think anyone's cringeworthy. I'm just like,
if I hear anyone say anything about retrograde seriously, that's cringe as hell.
They're witches. Of course, she said us earlier they studied astrology. You think these bitches are going to be doing witchcraft and occult?
I think astrology is cringe.
Of course you do, but Jace, everybody thinks everything is cringe. Okay, this is not cringe. They also are like, babe, what happened? You look like you saw someone wearing white after Labor Day. And I'm just like, that's what I'm saying. This movie is classic. Or she's like, so Apple doesn't like sex? No, Apple just doesn't like when I have sex on Wednesdays. And she's like, but you always have sex on Wednesdays. It's like so good. All of like this whole movie is like just full of really great quotes and great just like honestly, a lot of the stuff that they're saying at first, it feels like very much like the witch stuff where you're like, yeah, I would totally be on board with all this shit. But then once it starts like, or poisoning people or like making them kill themselves when Pickle jumps off the fucking thing and like splatters, I was like, holy shit. I kind of thought maybe this is why maybe we're leaning into some horror stuff. I was wondering the whole movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's get into the ending and the horror because I think it kicks off with Pickle killing herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're talking, and then you just see out of the corner of your eye Pickle like walking up, and then it just happens. You're like, oh my god. and then
they go in and look at it closer, and then from there it's like, okay, we need to do another sacrifice, and we need to kill like the cat. And I was like, what? No.
Yeah.
Like as soon as they said that, I was like, if this movie kills the cat, I'm gonna be pretty bad. And I don't really like. I love cats, but I'm like normally dogs. I'm like they're always the ones. So I was glad to see the cat, but thankfully they didn't kill the cat. The fact that Cherry, when she trips and like fucking gets the cleaves Norman in the face was like the funniest shit I've ever seen.
So
like
funny.
he's the snake, and like she does kind of trip and like. Who knows where she was going, or maybe she was just going to threaten him, but like she just gets him right in the fucking head. The fact that he was not like dead instantly, I guess she like kind of like halfway did it, but it was so funny. And then like both him and Fig are like both like, what the fuck? And she's like chasing after him like slowly down the stairs. Everyone's just like, what the fuck? Why did you do that? And she's like, I tripped. Cherry's just like, I know she still just hacked that guy in the face, but I was still like, she's innocent. Like, I love that she just grabs her cat and she's like, well, I guess you don't have to sacrifice him. I'm just gonna head out.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so this shit's getting wild.
And his reaction is hilarious. He's just screaming with a cleaver in his face and then just runs off.
I love how she's like later, like, he broke up with me. It's like, oh, of course, no shit. But then the fact that like, then I guess once Apple discovers the recording device, and then she tells her and Cherry tell each other off, and Cherry's like, well, then fine, I'm gonna go tell everyone that you really killed your dad.
Yeah.
Because that's like the secret that Pumpkin has been after this whole time. And then once that whole thing and Cherry's running away, and then she gets stuck on the escalator.
Dude, Cherry's
this was the best sequence I feel like out of the whole horror violence stuff, because like out of all, like I would say a lot of them happened pretty swift outside of like the very last one.
Yeah,
but
like Fig getting cut in half. Very Final Destination.
But the way it happened too after Cherry, you're like, I don't know if that's gonna happen again right away. But like the fact that it happened so quick, and it's not the whole body, it was just the head, and it kind of like I was like, is this a Saw or like Final
Yeah.
Destination movie? Loved that. But Cherries, I think, was just so expertly crafted because it's so long and she like almost gets away.
Yeah, and it's everything. It's like
All of the things
it's
that
like
they've been building up the whole movie, which is why I felt like it was
we
so
don't go on the
crafted really well.
escalator in heels.
Yes, that's number one. Her nails, she can never
Oh,
open or do anything.
and like her ripping her nails off and stuff. Like it was
So bad.
gross. And like
I know. And then she gets the shoe off and you're like, yay. And then she's like almost out. And then she
her
like
hair.
she trips and falls, knocks out teeth, and then her hair gets caught. And then Apple's like almost there to get her. And I just love that Cherry's like, am I the main character now? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you just sealed your own fate, bitch. Why would you do that? Because then Apple just like takes the bracelet. And I was like, no. She just
Yeah.
gets sucked in to the fucking escalator. I was like, this is like 10,000 times better than when they did it in Final Destination
Yeah,
4
it was
3D
so
shit.
much better. It was like
So much better.
it was like this movie
Nolan
has
was so sad when she died. I was too, because I was like, that was like so upsetting. I knew it when she was like trapped in there the first time. Even when she got away, I was like, I don't know. It seems like once that like thing opened and you could see all the gears, you're like, someone's going in, right? Like, there's no way. But I was so bummed because I love her so much.
when me and Sarah started watching this movie, and Sarah's like, "Is that Victoria Petretti?" I'm like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Oh, she's definitely gonna die," because in everything she's in,
He does.
she's like,
does die in
she's the female Sean Bean. Like
She is.
she dies
right.
in everything.
That is hilarious, actually. You're so fucking right. 1000%. Because she's so fucking funny. Yeah, and then just like the fact that her and Fig get wiped out like right away, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, this
that
movie
never
has
happened in the Coven
no violence until the last 20 minutes.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like such a cool, it feels like Malignant a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's not misleading you that much. It's not trying to be like too silly. Like it's fun and like
Yeah.
taking itself seriously enough, but it's also like it's like Legally Blonde almost, or like Mean Girls, but it's still like it's clever and it's like kind of dark, and I mean you're dealing with witchcraft, so like it's gonna get dark. But like I just never expect gore like this in a witchcraft movie. There's never really. It's like usually for females, it's like we'll have some blood, or somebody will get poisoned, or maybe they'll get like slashed up. But like
Yeah.
that's usually like
there's
the max.
Yeah,
not
there's like blood spraying, but like you don't see the
That's what it's like.
gore.
This second half almost went Malignant for me, and I was like, "Holy! Like, are we gonna go full on?" Like after those first two deaths, I was like, "Well, we're off to the races. We're
Yeah.
going there." I was expecting the last two to be like, I was like, "I don't know what's gonna happen here," but like I expected it to be bloody. So the fact that it wasn't, again, zigs when you think it's gonna zag every
Yeah,
single time. I would say this movie,
The ending is like we're gonna have this great exchange,
and
this
you're gonna
great
get the whole
reveal
twist.
between Apple and Pumpkin. You're gonna learn everything, and
They're sisters.
yeah, and what like they were great just working off of each other and delivering lines and stuff.
Oh,
they
yeah.
were great. And then Apple just steals the show and gets her. It reminded me of that Sydney Sweeney movie Immaculate, like at the very end
Yeah.
where it's just like she's holding the camera and she's strangling her to death. But it's like the camera's just right in her face and she's just laying it all out. And
Yeah,
like Lily Reinhart is fantastic. Like this is my
dude,
first
it's like long take.
this is my first exposure of her. And I'm like, I'll watch. I don't really intend to watch Riverdale, but I will watch other things that you're in. Like,
Yeah, I agree with that statement. I'm not gonna go back, but like I would watch maybe some clips with her just to see. But like I'll watch anything she's in moving forward 100% because she is so good. And like I love the fact that like it's this like they're sisters, but like you're getting your twist of like, okay, that's what Pumpkin's been after, that like Apple killed their dad and he had two families, whatever. But you're also
they're half sisters, right?
yeah. But still they're sisters. And so that's why also their parents, I guess it was their dad who chose the names Apple and Pumpkin. He's got some weird ass issues. Maybe it was a good thing she killed him.
Then after Apple kills him,
but Apple also said that she knew about Pumpkin the whole time. So when Pumpkin started working here, that was the twist I wasn't expecting, like the twist on a twist, because you didn't know what Pumpkin was after. So like that's still kind of twist, like, oh, that's what she's after. But then it's like, oh, Apple's like, yeah, you didn't know that until way longer. Like I knew that way long ago. Like I'm so glad you finally said that.
And that
Like,
that
it took
fits
you forever.
that like fits in Apple's character because Apple is extremely egotistical and thinks
And
she's the
extremely
boss.
alone.
And so like the idea of seeing, her half sister and being like, oh, I can win her over. I can get her to join the coven. Like that is believable for that character. That she's
But then
so
I also was like weirdly kind of rooting for Apple at the end because I was like, well, if the dad did like have a secret family that he just ditched and he was married to them and then he ditched them for his second family, that's still an asshole move. And he like totally ignored them and didn't help them and they were like starving. That's fucked up.
yes.
But who knows? Maybe Apple was being dramatic. She was kind of a bitch. However, it seems like I love the fact that she was like crying about like her mom like never taking her calls, which you see earlier, because she like lives in her car. It's like
Yeah.
I kind of felt a lot of empathy for her by the end. That I was kind of like, I don't want either of them to die, but like I don't think Pumpkin's really giving her a fair shot, right? She's been through a
Well,
lot of shit.
I
Yeah,
don't
she's a
I,
bitch, but
I,
come
I
on.
don't I don't think we can approve murdering someone even if
She's
that
okay.
someone is a dick.
She's a
Like
murdering bitch, but she's fabulous.
she is
Okay, I'm
fabulous.
willing to forgive if you kill a murdering asshole and a cheating asshole. I still think it's kind of okay.
I
But
also
maybe I'm just like I'm obviously I know that's not the law. I've never killed anybody,
I mean
but
I was
I
I
do
would
I do think like at this point I was just with her on this. I don't know
yeah.
why. I think it's just the actress's performance of like she really adds a lot of empathy to this character that's such a hard cold bitch that like you don't have for Regina George until maybe the very end when she kind of softens, but it's
Yeah.
like barely. I
Well,
feel like they really get to like actually they build it a little bit of the way, even though they just ram her bitchiness right
yeah.
back in your face every single time. But like that last thing, even though she is literally killing Pumpkin, it's like I still am like feeling for her in the way that she's like crying and like everything. It was like really a
Yeah.
really powerful moment.
I loved that scene because yeah, all the other girls they all had their vulnerable like confession scenes, but we never see a confession scene with Apple. And Apple is
Yeah.
so poised and cool that like yeah, you never see an ounce of vulnerability. And then that final shot with her facing the camera, like that's her confessional moment.
Yeah.
And she like
Oh,
lays it.
exactly.
We see her unravel a little bit. Just incredible performance. And
Yeah. And I
it's all
kind of was like, I'm sorry, I'm team Apple. I'm not team Pumpkin. Bye, Pumpkin. Sorry, you were cute while you lasted, but like you kind of caused everything to happen. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hate Pumpkin, but I do think Apple living on and going to the next store and like getting rescued by the
yeah.
flowers. I was like, this is amazing. I don't care what I have to do. I'm gonna scream this from the mountaintops, but everybody please watch this movie and buy it online because I want more in this universe.
Yeah,
Plus,
give us a sequel.
we have the cameo and like the post credit scene, which is like so Marvel of them that like I want the fucking cinematic universe of Forbidden Fruits, which is this is what we need in the world. Because like, can we talk about that now? The cameo at the very end.
Yeah.
Or
So
did you want to say anything else about the very end with the
I mean,
witches?
I was just gonna say I love that this movie was ballsy enough to make the bad guy win. Like,
Exactly.
it I just thought that
I'll be damned if you don't root for her a little bit throughout the movie. Okay.
this is a directorial debut from Meredith Alloway and like strong debut and like
Yeah.
a lot of confidence to end a movie like that.
And especially just such a different one. But I'll be damned if she's not someone I'd root for if you see another sequel or something. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I still am on her side.
But
Yeah. You want to
yeah,
talk about
so
the cameo?
the cameo. So what I was thinking, so the first time I watched this, I didn't catch seeing their hand.
Really on me either.
And so I was like, this person this feels like it's ripe for a cameo. And this movie has so much it has so much Mean Girls in it. I was like, I would love a Tina Fey cameo. If like
Oh,
Tina
I thought you were
Fey
gonna say Rachel McAdams.
Oh yeah, Rachel McAdams would also be a great one.
But I also thought if they're gonna go, like if you're gonna do that, they might do like someone who's a famous witch. So I was like, would they go in the 90s with Sabrina? Or would they like from the 90s, like Melissa Joan Hart would be
Yeah.
fun?
Or like or I don't know, maybe like I don't really know who's like the popular celebrities with Gen Z, but if like there was some celebrity there, I don't know. The last person I would have
Nicole
expected.
Kidman, like they mentioned, would be fun because I did
Oh,
think
yeah.
maybe because they mentioned her because her and Sandra Bullock are in Practical Magic, and they're
That's
making
right.
a new one that's coming out this year.
Yeah,
so
yeah. But yeah, I was not expecting Gabrielle Union. I was like,
that was incredible.
what the fuck are you doing here?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh fuck yeah, she is so beautiful, and I was like, of course she would be Sharon. And it's so funny because it's like the perfect person where it's like I recognize her voice, but like I couldn't place her immediately. So I love that I still get like the shock of like seeing her. You're like, oh, that's who it is.
Yeah,
It's so much better than like, oh, I recognize that voice immediately. I was like, if it was Beyonce or some shit.
yeah.
But like, or just somebody that was like super obvious, but like the fact that it wasn't, and then also the twist that she's actually like a police officer and working undercover on
yeah.
Apple. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is fun. So they're really leaning into this cinematic universe. I
Yeah.
want more Forbidden Fruits, don't you? That
Yeah.
was like a fun little like tie-in, I thought.
That would be really funny if they greenlit a sequel and the sequel was like a detective story, rather than like Mean Girls 2 or
No,
something.
it has to be like following Apple and fucking like trying to stay ahead like a fucking
got
drug
cat and
cartel of the
mouse.
empire. Because now she's got, I mean, who knows how big this coven is, but like how many stores do they have? It seems like free people, so it could be fucking huge. And if they have that many witches at their disposal, they could do a lot of damage to somebody like the cops.
Well, in the store
Unless Sharon is actually a witch too. Who knows?
Well, in the store that she ends up at, it says coming soon, so it's like it's a new opening.
Mhm.
Yeah, it could be.
But it seems like this coven could go deeper than we think. So like there's a lot of opportunity here for sequels. Like I would totally watch the shit out of it. I don't care if Shudder, please fucking buy the rights to this franchise.
Yeah.
You could make so much money. Like they're not going to be doing, right? They don't have the VHS. It's going to be like someone else doing it now.
Yeah.
I forget, like the rights changed. So like buy this. They are streaming it right now. So like get the rights to this franchise and let's make it a whole thing. Because every year I could go for like some new witch bitch shit going on. Couldn't you?
Oh yeah, it'd be great, and it'd be really funny. All right, well, Renee, since you believe in magic in this movie, I'm gonna put it on you to cast the spell that we get the sequel that we all want for this. All right. You got that?
I'll go to work straight ahead on it. I just need to get some dirty panties, some blood, a couple other things, but those two things for sure.
I'll throw mine in the mail for you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that yours would probably actually really make it more powerful. So love it. But yeah, I agree. Whatever it takes to get more of these movies, or just more movies like this, but in this universe of witches at the mall. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of magic,
nice.
The next movie we're doing, we've been waiting. The time is now, and I'm so excited to finally rewatch this movie and to talk about
John
it.
Cena.
Renee, what are we watching next week?
We're going to be watching Obsession, which has finally hit streaming. You could buy and rent it now on demand, which if you haven't already seen it, my God, what are you doing? Do that.
Yeah.
We've been waiting this long, and it was supposed to come out a month ago, June 1st or whatever on streaming, but because it was doing so well, they're like, we're just gonna keep making money, so they pushed it to basically July 1st, and I love that for them.
Yeah, I remember you saying the movie came out and the original plan was it was gonna have a 3-week theatrical run or something like that, or a 30-day run. And then it was going to go to streaming June 1st or something.
Yeah.
And then, it just every week it kept making more money than the previous week. And they're like, I think we need to push the VOD back a little bit.
Smart move, which obviously meant we had to wait to do an episode. But hey, we were glad that the little movie that didn't even cost $1 million to make has made this much money at the box office. So I can't complain.
Yeah. And
this is hype.
Yeah, this is. I feel like every year, I feel like there's, at least one movie that we are just anxiously waiting to talk about.
Yeah,
and this is the first. This is the first one of this year. We're like, oh my God, yes.
It's finally here. We can talk all about Obsession because we are obsessed with it, and I hope you will be too. And if you're not after next week's episode, I don't know what to do with you. This is probably the best movie of the year by far. So
yeah, it's my favorite movie of the year so far.
Same.
And I have a hard time really thinking of is there going to be anything that tops it? But
yeah, it'll be tough. But hey, Robert Eggers' Werewolf, we'll see. Maybe that shit'll be so dark it's fucked up, but it'll pass it. But I don't know. I think this is going to be sitting pretty at the end of the year. Top best movie so far. I mean, of 2026, not so far, but yeah, in the meantime, just rent that movie, fucking buy it, honestly, because I've heard there's bonus content available. So make sure you get on that. And yeah, we'll be going into all the Easter eggs next week because there is a shit ton.
So many. But that's it for this week. And we'll see you next week. And also, don't blow your hand off on the 4th of July. But yeah, see you next week on the regular exclusive podcast.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.